Donald Trump is losing it as nobody is showing up to the 250th anniversary Great American Fair. Donald Trump promised it was going to be an A-plus culinary experience, and then there was very little food options. He said the entertainment's going to be incredible. It basically looks like you're going to my 8th grade science fair, and quite literally nobody showed up, so they're basically canceling it and they're blaming it on the weather. Oh yes, there was so much rain in Washington, D.C. that they had to just shut down the Great American Fair for the entire day. Look, the day before, the power was basically broken everywhere, and the shack area that they were basically calling the unique culinary experience, the lights would flicker on and off. They're having massive power issues. The Ferris wheel wasn't working. That was like one of the only attractions. The entire thing was just an absolute failure. And by the way, I'm the guy who brought down Fyre Festival. Before I started the MeidasTouch network, I was a class action lawyer and a civil rights lawyer, and I was the guy who filed the first case against Fyre Festival where they promised it was going to be this incredible experience on Pablo Escobar's island. Okay, Fyre Festival looks much better than whatever the heck this is. So this was posted from the official Freedom 250 account. Due to inclement weather in the area, the Freedom 250 Great American State Fair and the FIFA World Cup 2026 Fan Zone will be closed for the rest of the day, Friday, June 26, 2026. The safety of our guests, staff, and partners remains our top priority. Pause. What guests? What partners? Who's even? No one's there. We are actively monitoring conditions and will provide updates as they become available. The Great American State Fair will reopen tomorrow at 10 a.m. Like, this actually could have been a great event. It didn't have to be political. It could have been incredible to have states represented and real incredible music, but Donald Trump made the thing so weird and divisive, and we're going to go and find the communists here, and the weird reflecting pool stuff. The vandals are ripping it apart, and there's like National Guard everywhere and weird AI devices trying to find the Antifa vandals. And people are just like, I don't want to be associated with this. You know, the North Carolina booth at the state fair, which I guess the state of North Carolina didn't want to send anybody because this thing was such an utter failure, was sponsored by like private companies and groups. And of course, Confederate flags everywhere. Reuben Jones, a reporter who stopped by the North Carolina booth at the Great American State Fair, which was sponsored by all of these companies, at an event in Washington, D.C., which is supposed to be sponsored by the United States. Confederate flags everywhere. But a spokesperson for the booth said, the flags that were shown were not approved. As soon as we were made aware, we immediately removed the video and began reviewing how it occurred. I'll tell you how it occurred. You put it up, idiots. You put it up. It was everywhere in this little crappy booth. The only thing that was really there was Confederate flags everywhere. That was the point you wanted to make. You wanted to make a racist point, and that's what you did right there. You all saw the tens of people who were attending right here. You can see the Great American State Fair. This is the model of the triumphal arch right there. You can see the pavilion where there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Objectively, there may be like 19 people over here. As it got later, there may have been, to be fair, 120 people later on. I guess those are all the guests and the partners. As Homa Bash says, opening day of the Great American Fair. Again, look, there's like, again, nobody there at all. Lots of National Guard, though, throughout Washington, D.C., and they are tasked. Look at them. They're tasked with guarding the reflecting pool and being used as props for Donald Trump's photos and his social media posts. Good morning from the pool. Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what we wanted to see there, as Amanda Moore captured this moment right here. Loitering is not permitted in this area. Please proceed to the designated location. It's like stupid 1984. If 1984 Orwell was combined with Idiocracy, this is what you have. National Guard troops going around the reflecting pool with a voice coming out of an AI machine telling people you can't loiter and walk around the reflecting pool. Loitering is not permitted. Okay, this is, again, an utterly deranged scene. Here, watch for yourself.
Loitering is not permitted in this area. Please proceed to a designated location. Thank you for your cooperation.
DC Councilwoman Christina Henderson said, went to the Great American State Fair yesterday, so you don't have to. Not a funnel cake, no corn dogs, no bucket lemonade, no fried Snickers in sights. The only ride is the Ferris wheel. And by the way, the Ferris wheel is broken. It's not that kind of state fair, y'all. Saxophones were not added to this recording. And she also writes, before you pack up your kids to go down there, just know the main attraction is the state booths. Not every state offers an interactive attraction. Real missed opportunity on the food aspect, though. A taste of the states would have been fun. There's this weird Willy Wonka. This weird Willy Wonka thing right there, as Ben Brash writes. The weekday daytime crowd here at the Great American State Fair is light. Speaking of light, the lights keep turning on and off, and the power keeps going on and off in the food tents. And then the ice cream started to melt, and the food started to rot because the power wasn't working. As CityCast D says, oops. The much-hyped Ferris wheel per KLCS at the Great American State Fair is down. The power continued to go down over there.
Most people assume that if they're taking supplements every day, they're getting the benefits. But the reality is the vast majority of supplements have incredibly low absorption rates, meaning most of what people spend money on never actually get used by the body. The absorption company is focused on solving that exact problem with pharmaceutical-grade absorption technology designed to help nutrients actually work. Their WLP-1 is a daily weight management solution that regulates appetite and cravings, increases satiety, and reduces absorption of fat and carbs. Their berberine, that supports metabolism, blood sugar, insulin resistance, and cravings. And their magnesium, that promotes better sleep, supports muscle recovery, and regulates stress and moods. The absorption company uses cutting-edge technologies to make supplements with pharmaceutical-grade absorption, up to 149 times better than standard supplements. Because no matter how powerful a supplement is on paper, it only matters if your body can actually absorb it. I cannot recommend the absorption company enough, and I'm just thrilled with how their magnesium has positively impacted my sleep. Start taking supplements your body can actually absorb. Go to absorbmore.com and enter Meidas at checkout for up to 35% off your first order. That's absorbmore.com and enter Meidas at checkout for 35% off your first order.
This is an article that they wrote over in the DC CityCast right here. Food showcases Americans' culinary traditions. Freedom 250 showcases it. And here's how they describe. This is what. Sorry, that was from the website of the Freedom 250 event. Food showcases Americans' culinary traditions, and then it was like this was what it was: pulled pork burger and fries. I don't even know what the heck is even going on there. Anyway, I'll just try to show for you how even like the propaganda coming out of the Trump regime tried to frame this, where you'll see nobody there. So this was the post from NASA. We are at the Great American State Fair in Washington, D.C. Discover the technology and science driving our most exciting missions. And it's like astronauts, like cardboard box versions of the astronauts here. You can see this for yourself. Let's play this clip. And then on Fox, they were like, the event was going to be great, but the rain screwed it all up. Here, let's play this clip.
Home is where the heartland is, as today's America's 250 celebrations spotlight the country's farmers, ranchers, and agricultural leaders. Now, Mother Nature had a bit of an agenda of her own today. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork shows us the sights and sounds of today's festivities. When I saw you out there, it wasn't raining yet.
No, it had not started. We were looking west. We were like, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Indeed. But you know, they say rain on your wedding day is good luck. And if that's any indication of the future fortunes of the Great American State Fair, they're in for a great many days of fun and fortune, just not tonight. Thanks to the bad weather in the area, Freedom 250 is no mas. It'll start again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. In the meantime, be there. Aloha. As for the folks who are out there today, while it lasted, today's theme was American grown. And we're not just talking about American produce. We're talking about being American grown, being part of the American family, comfortable listening to jazz as we are to country, a community that celebrates 4-H, FFA, rodeos, ranching, all while paying respects to our farmers.
I feel like it's a renewed focus on the importance of our farmers and our ranchers and agriculture in general. If we can't feed ourselves, then we lose freedom in this country. There will not be in America 350 or 450 or 500.
Salute to the farmers and the ranchers. Now for the many thousands who did brave the heat and humidity and beat the rain, today's celebration was just as enjoyable as it was meaningful.
It's all the history. I think coming back and remembering it is important for not only us, but for our children.
The fair itself, it's a great big birthday party. You know, it's family friendly, it's clean, the rides, just everything, representing all the states and what makes America, America.
As mentioned, the fair resumes tomorrow at 10 a.m. No word on the flyovers. We suspect there'll be plenty. And we don't know about Vanilla Ice. He was slated to perform tonight. We'll see if he hangs out for tomorrow.
But Vanilla Ice was going to perform over here. This was the special report coming out of it as well. Let's play this clip.
Is in D.C. with the details. Kevin, so is Vanilla Ice getting iced out?
You are so funny. Don't quit your day job, Raymond. You are hilarious. Now, listen, Charlie, unfortunately, listen, if you got out there early today, chances are you had a great time. You got to see the great All-American State Fair. But if you plan to slide in there tonight after 5 o'clock, too late, too bad. Mother Nature put you right back in your car. Rain moved into the area right around 5 o'clock Eastern time, which means if you left work and you think you'd pop over, you missed out, at least for today. Not to worry, tomorrow the fair resumes at 10 a.m. Vanilla Ice was slated for tonight. We don't know if he's going to hang around. A lot of people looking forward to seeing him, but he was a good sport today all the same, Charlie.
And then Raymond Arroyo tried to make this thing look good. But again, it just looks absolutely horrible. Let's play this clip.
We made it.
We made
Here
it.
we are.
The Great American State Fair, Laura. Cozies and key rings from all 56 territories
Well,
and
little
states.
stuffed animals, all made in the United States.
And a Ferris wheel. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
They're thin outfits.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the space loungewear.
So now we're here at the state pavilions.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Wyoming.
Ooh,
We're going to Wyoming.
cowboys. Is there a cute cowboy in here?
And here's how Kayla, this is the article from CityCast DC. Here's how Kayla Cody described it. I went to the Great American State Fair so you don't have to. Nobody, there's seriously nobody, a man shouted into his phone as he exited the Great American State Fair. It was a pretty good one-liner for what I was about to experience. I got there at 5 p.m. opening day, walked right in. Despite being one of America 250's biggest attractions, there was no line. Suddenly, I was a lone Sims character dropped into a brand new game. Then she says, a few other confused red, white, and blue Sims wandered around the premises. There's no music, no laughter, no fried dough smells. Under then an unwieldy 110 Ferris wheel, there was nothing to suggest any type of state fair that I grew up with. She goes on to talk about how it's a 16-day exhibition on the National Mall that runs from June 25th to July 10th. I say halls, but a closer inspection revealed them to be makeshift plywood shacks with ionic pillars printed on vinyl and stapled to the side. Georgia's booth is filled with scary AI art of chicken farmers and crates from the beloved North Georgia roadside market. Alabama's booth is just one room with a bucket of peanuts in the middle. Florida's booth was the best I found, was a small mini golf course and a wall of famous Florida men and women, including Mississippi-born Jimmy Buffett. The DC booth was a small cavern with a fake cherry blossom tree where people were encouraged to place tags. They range from John 3:16 to Love Jesus Christ. An hour into my excursion, it was time for the main event, the food stand. So far, I was underwhelmed, but I figure that could easily be washed away with deep fried corn dogs and hot pink cotton candy, right? And she goes, I walked into the hilariously long makeshift food hall, which was empty, save for a few apathetic looking employees scrolling on their phones. What I saw made a 7-Eleven roller grill hot dog look like a gastronomic masterpiece. A few anemic burgers sat limply behind the kiosk. It looked like they had been sitting in the hot tent for several hours. The woman at the cash register told me they had been experiencing power outages on and off all day. It was not reassuring. Was this even safe? I pointed to the pathetic thing. What's that? That's a pulled pork burger. I would just have to believe her. I paid $27 to put it out of its misery. Oh, man. Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.